Hi everybody. Today we're going to do a beehive. So I've already prepped my model. I shampooed her and I put conditioner in, a lot of conditioner because she tends on the curly side and the fuzzy side. And then I also put in spray conditioner and I put in mousse to prep her hair. So the first thing you're going to want to do is notice that I have parted her, Miss Chloe, into 5 sections. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? So what we're going to end up with is a lot of height right in the crown area. We're going to pull these down and shape them into the style. In the back, we're going to create a French pleat. So we're going to just roll this and create a French pleat. There's going to be a barrel curl right here, and it's all going to come together. But the biggest idea of a beehive, as you can imagine, is the height. So that's going to be our first step, is to take out this first section. So a few things before I get started that you will need before you get started are going to be clips, of course 5 clips, brush, I'm using a paddle brush, and then a smaller smoothing brush. I'm using a comb with metal lift comb, and then I'm also using this hair tuft. And I'm going to put that here to increase the height. So I'll show you how to do that in just a minute. So the first thing we're going to do is get some volume here. Now I'm going to cut out my place where I need to do a barrel curl so I don't get that involved at all. And then we're going to begin. I swear to you, this woman has rats in her hair. Alright. The one thing about doing stuff on a mannequin is you don't have to be nice. You don't have to be careful. Alright, so there's what I'm pulling out from my barrel curl. Alright. Now I'm going to take this section and just begin by cutting out a little bit and begin back combing. So I'm going to tease or back comb this. You see she's had a texture service here, so it should go fairly nicely. And I'm going to back comb all the way up and then leave the ends. And while I'm going to be back combing, I'm going to spray that. So each section I do here should be just simply to give me lift. Because other hair on the sides and the front of this are going to cover up my back combing. So don't be afraid to get it as high as you can. Get a good spray in on the base all the way up. This can also be called what, ladies? Lacing, teasing, back combing. So trying to get as much volume. And I blow dried her upside down also. So she's going to definitely need a good shampooing and brushing out when we're all finished here. nicely. May not get this much lift with a regular guest, or if they have curly hair, you might. Okay, so I've gotten all these pieces to where I like them. That's the longest one right there. So now you might be thinking, oh my God, this is a pug style. No, it's not. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to create almost like a little nest in here. All right? We're going to take our hair poof and get it as poofy as we can and lay it here in the center. So now what we want to do is create a little nest here that's going to support all that height. So I tried to get one that was fairly close to our natural color, because otherwise you're going to be able to see it. It is a little darker blonde, but for the purposes of today, it's going to be fine. So I'm going to go through and just kind of lift this around there. Let's see where all my height is coming from here. Because some of this is going to cover that. So now that I've gotten this nice and high, I'm going to pin it. So smoothing it the whole time, so I don't have too big a rat's nest showing. Looks like I've got a hole over here. You always want to be behind your work. Everything directed back and away from the face. Looking in the mirror, I've got a pretty big poof here. Pretty big beehive. Okay, I'm going to just distribute that a little bit. So some of that height sits not so much on the top, but in the back too, because you want to see it from the profile. So I'm going to take my pin, curvy side down. And I don't know if I'm going to do that one barrel curl. We'll have to see. I'm kind of going for like a little bit of an Amy Winehouse beehive. But it's not so polished, but we'll put it in here. And you can do whatever you want at this point. But we see from the profile what I've got going here. So I'm going to spray and try to smooth some of that. So I'm going to take this hair that's left and do a barrel curl, but I'm going to wait to do that until I've got my my French pleat in there, because I can always cover up any mistakes. So I'm just lightly pin this up here for now. So now I'm going to come in here and get my nice smooth. You could leave some hair down too, but we're going to put this into a French pleat, these two sections. So I'm going to bring all this down. And I am going to be bringing the front to this side. So I think I'm going to have this come the opposite way so that the pleat actually sits here. So I'm going to get this all over to the side. Flat to the head, and then I'm going to come in with pins. Again, wavy side down. I get a nice base going with this first pin. The second one comes in right straight on top of it. I'm trying to create a line. One more here, and now I'm going to point this one going down. Kind of X'd over. So there's what you have in the back. Okay? Now I'm going to spray this. And I'm going to roll this portion over. Put on my handy dandy trusty bracelet. So I have to keep leaning over for pins. Okay. So I'm just going to get this all smooth and directed towards where I want the roll to go. So I'm going to bring this in and start at the ends and just kind of tuck them under and roll. Stick my index finger in there so it can be nice and tight. Ideally, I'm going to try to cover up that bottom pin, but for now I just want to make sure I get it in there nice and tight. And I'm continuing to spin that, but there comes a point where you can see it stops. So this is going right into the base. So here's what we're ending up with. Now I'm going to get a couple of hairpins. There's a difference, hairpins, as opposed to bobby pins. So I'm going to put a couple of those in there to stabilize this top part. And then I'm going to use those to bring this section in so it looks more cohesive. Now you might see one of my pins here, but for today's demonstration I don't have blonde pins. So that's how that's going to look. So now I'm going to come in and create that barrel curl here. And I think I am going to place it upwards because that's kind of how it wants to go. But we'll see. We'll try it going downward. Again, I'm bringing the ends to a point, and then I'm just beginning to roll this like I would a roller, like pretend there's a roller in there. Right, so I've got like this because I want it to be a barrel curl, and I'm coming up and using about a 180-degree angle because I want that to sit right here on the base where it looks a little messy. Once I've made my barrel curl, I'll take this piece out. It's coming from too far over, so I'm just going to join that. So now that I've got my barrel curl here, I'm going to pin that in as well. And I'm using my bobby pins. I'm pinning this one into the base on this side. Trying to keep that more open feel over here. Pinning that directly into the base so it doesn't go anywhere. So that's what it's looking like from the back. So I'm going to spray again. Now I'm going to move on to my last two sections. This one I'm going to spin around over here so you can't really see that pin. Got some flyaways. It's to be expected. Now I'm going to take out this front section. So here's what we're looking like from the front and the side. Okay, so I'm going to take out the smaller of the two sections first over here. I'm going to basically split that in two. So this section, because I didn't backcomb it, is going to look nice and smooth. So I'm going to take that hair now. And as I said, kind of bring it up and over this piece here and join that together. Take a pin, stick that in here so we can have a little volume and it doesn't look like, excuse me, a little stability because we're creating so much volume. I'm going to take a little bit down from this side because now I need to determine how much is going to be down. I want it side swooped here. And then I have to have some to be able to cover this, what's behind it. Again, I don't want to backcomb this because it's supposed to look smooth now. So I'm going to comb this going towards the side, but a little bit looser than the other side. Bringing some of that up again to cover using the lift part of my comb here. Oops, got a little snag there. I'm going to take a pin this in the back underneath section and bring it up to cover. Taking the side section now, I want to leave a little fringe out, once again, so it doesn't look so tight and done. Just a little bit here. Again, I'm coming back to my base back here where I'm kind of tucking everything in. Now this is the last chunk. So I'm going to take some of this and bring it back. Working in vertical sections, not horizontal, so I can get it to be directed to where I want it to go. Now back here where I had those ends, I'm bringing this into a little pin curl here. And pinning it. I'll show you in just a sec. So we could insert a flower there. We can leave it just as it is. It's kind of in a hole there. And that's okay. We can bring the barrel curl up just a little bit more. And I'll show you what I've done in the back. We're almost done. Can you see? I've taken my sections here and just kind of joined everything back to this base point so I keep that height. Now I'm going to work with the front. And I'm going to just scoop that to the side, but it's still kind of heavy right here. So I'm going to join it one more time. Back here in the back. I've decided that I was going to leave a little bit out, so I'm going to get that out now. There we go. Kind of tucking that around. And always making sure that I get those little spindly ends right into the base. So again, I'm going to show you what I did in the back. Ooh, that's pretty high, I know. But it's cute. I wish I could have my hair this high. make these all back smooth. You could make little pin curls here on the side. I personally would have left some down right here in a ponytail. However, she done. She's big. So, if you have any questions at all about this beehive, make sure you let me know. Ta-da! Now that I didn't curl them because this mannequin doesn't have really great hair to curl, so I'm just gonna glue those up now.